Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. I want to thank you guys again for coming by and supporting me. It means the absolute world. I'm trying to navigate this content creation journey, and your support, I know it's cliche, I know it's trite, but it is truly what keeps me going. So thank you guys. I'm going to give you some new information today. So if you usually skip to the games, I'm going to ask that you stay around because I do have something that I think will add value to your bankroll and to this promotion. So hang with me. As always, the $10 and $25 versions are absolute plays at all bankrolls. I would suggest it. The $50 is starting to frown a little more. It's become a bigger hit to me, and I think part of it is because I have to wait so long to get $50 down, and I can't place a $50 bet on anybody over about plus 600 with my limits. So it's a little bit tricky spot if you're limited as far as your bets go, but also have the $50 version. So just try to squeeze as much value out of this promo as you can, but at the end of the day, if you don't want to play at the $50 realm, I don't blame you. If you want to follow me on any other platforms, TikTok is where you can find me. Also, Twitter. This is how I track the data. If they are white, they do not make the first three, but they take it. If they are green, they make the first three. You can find the link to this whole sheet in the description if you want to kind of look at who's hot as of late and things like that. The data is then pulled into team by team basis. That's where I kind of draw some conclusions. Here's the new information. So thank you for sticking around for 90 seconds. I've decided that value early is more important than confirmed starter. If you want to play a guy because it has value, play him early. And don't worry if he's going to be a late scratch. What I also did this past weekend was I placed a bet on their Sunday dollar dinger days. They did it for the Giants-Dodgers game, and I bet on Will Smith, and then he was scratched. I actually messaged support, and I said, hey, I bet on this guy for the promotion, and he was scratched. They said, place a new bet, send us a screenshot, and we'll honor the bonus. So that is also an option. I know that's a lot more work than a lot of you probably want to do, but let's say you bet on Jaylen Brown, he gets scratched. Go in, message support, say, hey, I bet on Jaylen Brown, he's scratched. Can I place another bet? They're likely to say yes, and you just have to screenshot it and send it to them. So I would get value early and not wait about if they're in the lineup. This is my new piece of information. In the past, I've kind of only directed you guys to play games with a high volume expectation of threes. But on Tuesday's video, I said, and I have it screenshotted right here, 6 times Taylor Hendricks has shot and he's made 2. So I think Hendricks at 10-1 is very dangerous and there's good value. And what I did was I placed a free bet on him. I didn't play this game with my $50 version, but I saw enough value in him to place a free bet. Now, typically, I'm a guy who says convert your free bets at 70%, and I do stand by that. My personal rule, because everybody's bankroll and everyone's value of money is different, is if it's above 20 bucks, I play the conversion. I try to get, 15 bucks out of it. If it's below 20 bucks, I typically, my bankroll supports having a little fun and playing some more high-risk wagers. So I thought 10-1 was good value on Taylor Hendricks on Tuesday. I used a $15 free bet on him, and it paid out. So even though I did not hit my actual bet later on in the night for $50, I still made money because of this. So my advice is when I go through all these games, I'm going to try to point out value spots to you. And you may not play it with your actual promotion, but if you have some free bets in your account, Draftkings offers a daily same-game parlay insurance. If you miss one, you get your bet back in free bets, and those are typically sub-$20 bets. So maybe kind of recycle those back into some value here. Just a PSA. For you, a PSA for Draftkings. You want to know how to make this the best promo ever? DraftKings, if one of your consultants happens to stumble across this video, make it so that we have to bet $25 on all accounts. Get rid of the $50 version, okay? Cut a little bit of your greed back and give everybody the $25 bet. Give them 50 cents per 3. Cut it back from $1 to 50 cents, but make it so we can play every game. Make this a Dinger Tuesday of threes, all right? Let us play all 5 games tonight. $25 each, 50 cents bet. 50 cents a 3, I don't know. I think it'd be a great idea for them, but they won't do it because why would they? Today's slate is small, only 5 games, and I think there's 3 that are worth playing. Sacramento and New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Golden State, and Houston are all very playable. Even Philly and Miami, if you can see some value, which we'll look at in a second, would be fine. I would skip the Denver and Clippers game, especially because we have some injuries. We'll talk first about Philly and Miami. You can expect about a $25 free bet back, and I don't see a lot of value immediately when I look at this. I think Robinson obviously has the most volume for Miami. Maxey has the best conversion rate for Philadelphia, but he's been hurt, so watch that. Jovic has picked up the pace, 6 shots, 3 made. Rozier has hit a lot recently. Kyle Lowry has been solid. You can have the revenge game factor if you want. I guess if I'm squeaking out value, it's Jimmy Butler. He has shot 4 first threes and made 2 of them. Not typically a high volume 3-point shooter, but a guy who can make it given the opportunity. Joel Embiid, I wouldn't probably go with him, but his numbers are not accurately reflected here because he has been hurt. So maybe if you, I don't know the date on him shooting early, so if you want to dive into that, maybe there's value there, but I don't know. Sacramento and New York is one that I actually tried to place my $50 bet on, but I'm limited to $9 on the play right now. I expect this to be nerfed by the time I can actually get around to it, probably to around 600, and that's Keon Ellis, a guy who shot the second most on the team and made the most on the team, a guy that shoots early and often. At 850, I think it's too much. DiVincenzo, obviously, Jalen Brunson, obviously, are the big guys for New York, but I think DiVincenzo's line is too short, even at 220. Brunson, I think, is fair at 4.5. Miles McBride, only 2 and made 1, which is the same number as Josh Hart down here at 13-1. So I don't know if I would go with Miles McBride. That means he's going to hit tonight. Keegan Murray, I think, is also a fine play. 5 shot, 3 made at or at 6-1. I think is solid. Fox, I think, is good at 7-2 at plus 700. Harrison Barnes even isn't bad. So I would place my $50 on Keon Ellis on this game, but I can't do it right now because of my stinking limits. Atlanta-Dallas is going to be a very popular one, and it's probably going to be a one a lot of you play. It does get an A rating. I think you could get up to $30 free bet. Atlanta is on a back-to-back tonight. Watch out. They gave up 50 points last night to Malachi Flynn. So they may come in tired, and they also may come in hungry to play a little more defense. I don't know. But Luka continues to be just absolutely bananas in terms of price. I'm never going to play that, even though he probably has earned it. PJ Washington, at one point, we were getting him at 10-1. Now that's almost cut in half. Kyrie Irving, I think, is fair at 380. If I'm looking for value, my gut tells me that Hunter at 7-1 is value. He shot 4 times and hasn't made any. So I think at 7-1 that's good value. Murray and Bogdanovich aren't horrible plays either. Murray has shot the most on the team, 11, and made 4. So potentially some value there at 6-1. A lot of people are going to go Luka and Kyrie, and I do not blame them whatsoever, but I typically like to go for a little bit longer odds, so Murray and Hunter is probably who I would play. I don't see a lot of long shot value. Golden State and Houston is also a fine game to play today, probably around a $30 free bet. Curry like Luka, I don't think it's worth that price. 6 shot, 3 made. It's just, I know he has the capability at any time to make a 3-pointer, but I think Clay, even at 4-1, is better value. Looking down here again, Andrew Wiggins at 12-1 catches my attention. He's the second leading 3-point shooter early on this team. Jalen Green is just dominating Houston's early threes, almost double the next guy, who is Fred VanVleet. So I think these are all very fairly priced. If I had a free bet that I wanted to throw on Wiggins, maybe I would do so. Otherwise, I think Clay all the way down to Brooks are solid uses of the bet. Anybody in there? If you want to take Curry, I don't blame you. I'm not going to take him at that price. And we saw on Tuesday, he dipped down to plus 180. Idiotic. This game does not have a lineup because Murray's been hurt. Jokic is kind of questionable here and there. I think Denver played last night. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they played last night. If not, they definitely played Tuesday. They played Tuesday and not last night. Clippers, we know Kawhi's been hurt. So I wouldn't play this game anyway. Denver doesn't shoot a high volume and defends well. Clippers are not the best. So I'm not going to give you any value picks. Aaron Gordon has picked up the pace. Otherwise, stay away from this game. Don't even look at it. That's all I got for you on this Thursday. We'll see you next Tuesday for Dinger Tuesday and for hopefully this promotion again. I'm glad it's back. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you want me to add anything else, I guess, drop them in the comments. Happy to help you guys. If you want to watch me explain in 15 minutes why I don't think Caitlin Clark should take the $5 million from Ice Cube to join the Big Three, that video's right there. I just went on a little rant this morning. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, check that out. We'll see you next week. Good luck tonight. And please don't be Curry.